Or they try to.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Business Virgin. I'm Nick Cortazzo here with my co-host Brad Hilbert and John Wolffe of Jennco Solutions. Welcome back, John.
John, one of the questions I was thinking during our break was, here you are, a entrepreneur that's been making a living, basically killing and eating every day for over 20 years. What do you think are some of the key aspects or the key attributes, I guess is the better way of saying it, that you have that have allowed you to be successful for so long? Because, 95% of your competition has failed by now.
Passion and the ability to work through the problems that occur. It's a wise man once told me, you really, to be successful in business, only have to work half days. It doesn't matter which half you work, the first 12 hours or the second 12 hours.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So,
I like that.
and you have to.
So in other words, long hour. Don't get into business unless you're willing to work.
You got to be willing to work it.
Yeah.
And everybody that I've known is, 90% is showing up. And if you show up and you work through the problems, you're going to make it.
Yeah. And I can attest to that just from working with you for probably a good year and a half now. It's not unusual for us to get a email from you on a Sunday saying, hey, fix this piece of the website or added that or what have you. So no doubt about it, you sneak work in when you can.
Well, absolutely. And the nice thing about, being in business for yourself is that, even though you have to work these hours, you can still work your schedule in such a way that 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you want to go out and get some exercise, you can go out and get some exercise.
You hear that, Brad? You can get some exercise?
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Right.
Thank you.
Your wife told me to tell you that.
Yeah, well, I'll bite my tongue on that one because I'm not winning either way on that one. But yeah, no, and absolutely correct. Just the flexibility. We've heard that from so many business owners, and I agree with it. Hey, my wife takes off at 3:30 to go pick up our kids every day. A lot of times they come back to the office, but I don't think you'd be able to do that if you're working for X, Y, and Z corporate America.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Nick, or?
I'll just sit here to peanut gallery.
Yeah, peanut gallery. When you think about your business, what are some of the keys to sort of the development? Here you are, Jennco is something that you've had for 3 years. What have been some of the key sort of marketing aspects that you've incorporated that have allowed you to be so successful?
I think one of the things is if you put out quality work, it's your referral network. And I've used actually when I first started out, I had one very large client that actually was, I think, about 80% of our business when I first started out. And she called me up and said, hey, I'd like you to come to this meeting that we're having. And I'm like, oh my God, what's this going to be? And
you're worried like 80% of your income is going to disappear.
Right. So I'm thinking, okay, well, what's it going to cost? And she's like, oh, if you join our group, it's going to be about, probably around $500. And I'm thinking, okay, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go write a check for $500. I'm going to go down and talk to these people,
absolutely,
and join their group, and then, be on my merry way. And I got down to this group and, found that all of a sudden I was received about 4 or 5 referrals.
First meeting.
I was like, holy mackerel. And
I got a check for $500 right now. Right.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, so what happened is I realized the power of networking. This networking group is called BNI. It's Business Networking International. And what sets it aside from other networking groups is there's only one professional per person.
Yeah.
Per group.
Per group, right? Per category.
Yeah. So basically, you have a group of 30 to 40 people, and you have 30 to 40 salespeople going out there for you all week long. After you tell them what you're
But the key
for.
to this is it's not a social event. People are there for a purpose and a reason. That is to refer each other.
Oh yeah, it's not a net sit, it's not net eat, it's net work.
Yeah, and you're not there if the other people don't want you to be there either. So they have to be comfortable being able to refer you.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. And so that group in itself, I would say, increased now in my third year at Jennco our sales by 25%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think the learning lesson and the key to growing the business is, one, do good work. Two, make sure the people you're working for know that you have a passion, you're determined,
Yep.
and you're dedicated to them. But then the other piece to it is you got to network. I mean, that's going to be better than any TV ads or radio ads or anything along those lines, is making sure you network well, get a part. It doesn't have to be BNI. I mean, BNI is one, but be a part of some type of networking group and make sure people know you're looking for referrals and that you do. And by the way, if you got to give to receive.
That's right. That's right.
You
Well,
got to work your ass off for them as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, the philosophy is givers gain.
Yeah.
And I go out there and work very hard for people, and I get them business, and
Awesome.
then they work very hard back.
All right. So when we come back, when we come back, we're going to get into the do's and the don'ts around website, web application development. This is where John's going to start putting on the expert hat and sort of give you guys some flavor on some of the things that you should and shouldn't be doing, where you should spend your money, and where you should maybe hold back a little bit. A lot of times, because remember, people are always trying to sell you something. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be something that you want to buy. So check that out coming up.